Hello and welcome. We've got astonishing scenes. We've got a good game in store all week. All we've heard is that Real Madrid could have a comeback in them. Well, we're going to find out in the next hour or two. This is a game that, well, when Arsenal fans saw it, they'd have been nervous. When they saw that the second leg was at the Bernabeu, they would have been even more nervous. But now, they shouldn't be. They're 3-0 up on aggregate, and they've got so much chance to get through to the UEFA semi-finals. That doesn't happen often. It's Real Madrid's competition, though, and that's really what they specialise in. They have won here before. 1-0, it was Thierry Henry with the finish. Can they make more history here tonight? We'll only find out on James Moulton Commentary Database. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And as the players shake hands with each other, I think it'd be a good time to run you through the lineup. Start off with the visitors, Arsenal. Raya does start in goal. It's Luis Skelly at left back, Kivior and Saliba at centre back, Timber at right back. Rice will be looking to push forward. As Partey, there were some concerns for him, but he's alright and fit to start. Odegaard, the other midfielder. Martinelli expected to start on the left. Marino is the false 9. Saka is on the right. And for the hosts, Courtois starts in goal. Alaba at left back, Rudiger and Asensio at centre back, Vasquez returning from an injury at right back. Tchouameni, Bellingham and Valverde line up in the midfield. Camavinga suspended, Vinicius Jr. on the left, Rodrigo on the right, and the big man Mbappe up top, a prolific goal scorer. We're in for a game. We are in for a game. I'll say that once, I'll say that twice. We've got also live updates from the two games that are happening. Inter versus Bayern and Newcastle versus Palace. Well, Arsenal will have to really manage the game and defend their lead. They don't want to lose hold of this and they want to be in it. Odegaard, inspiring words. All eyes on Mbappe. Can we call it VMR? Well, we'll find out, because this is a night where you must perform. This is a game where it feels like first goal wins. Going to take a moment's silence for those who are close to the club, Real Madrid, who have passed away. The Ancelotti eyebrow. That's had effect in the past. Can it have an effect today? We can only find out. The Stadio Bernabéu closed its roof. The players are ready. The atmosphere is exceptional. And we have apologies, you can't hear it. Because my lack of facilities. There's Camavinga suspended. The game kicks off. With the rise long ball, Arsenal cannot afford to just sit back. Freddy Valverde wins a header. And there's a foul there on, I think it was Bellingham. It was. Here's Rudiger. Down to Vasquez, but a heavy touch means it's Rice's ball to conquer. Here's Martinelli. Attempting a run past Valverde. Arsenal throw. Everything tonight is stacked in Arteta's favour. Tactically and with the deficit. Freddy Valverde's got a little problem with his foot, I think. El Chupon. Here's Timber, who loses the ball to Kylian Mbappe. Out wide to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. has a shot, and it's in! Off the chest for Mbappe, and it's early doors for Real Madrid. But Mbappe, well, he's led his team down there. He chested it in, and it's offside. No goal, but Real Madrid have got the crowd going. Jude Bellingham goes down from the pressure, but Partey can conquer. Out wide to Martin Odegaard. Got an update at Newcastle Palace. Eberechi Eze has missed a penalty there. It remains Newcastle 1, Crystal Palace 0. Partey dispossessed, and here's Mbappe running. Vinicius Jr. Cleared by Miles Lewis-Skelly. It was going to find Mbappe. And that was a reckless little challenge there on Alaba. For Alaba, sorry. I beg your pardon. On Saka. That was really reckless. And he's got a yellow card, but he's lucky to get away with no red. He went into it and he slipped as going into it. A really cynical challenge there. Lewis Skelly there going down. He was tugged back by Jude Bellingham. Dark arts at the Bernabeu. And well, I told you that Eze had missed a penalty. And it's Newcastle who double their lead. Saka has a go across the face of goal. Courtois nearly had it, but he was just better. And I'll tell you who scored for Newcastle. It's It's Mark Gay's own goal. I'll tell you that much. Arsenal will give everything for an early goal. And it's sort of the case tonight where if you score first, you've got it. You've got momentum of the game. Here's Bellingham. Mbappe. Mbappe cleared by Martinelli. Marino didn't quite get the touch required. Here's Rodrigo to Vasquez. Valverde. Left to Tchouaméni, to Mbappe. Puts a looping ball in there to Rodrigo. On the other side, puts a cross in, but headed away. Here's Lucas Vasquez. Now can Arsenal counter? They've got Martinelli bombing forward down the left-hand side. Here he is now. Back to Rice. The score of them 2 goals. Here's Odegaard. Saka. Can he make a difference? Cuts inside. He's going to go for goal! But saved by Courtois. Saka set up the chance superbly. Martinelli. There's a corner here for Arsenal. It's Declan Rice on it, and on the corner flag, they have got 15 Champions Leagues. The patch that they wear on their arm. Rice's corner, but straight at Courtois. Mbappe, now on the right. Here's Mbappe. Back to Rudiger. Here's Vinicius. In the area. Lovely dribbling. Bellingham. Sloppy pass. Here's Declan Rice. Running forward on the halfway line. Here's Saka. On the right. Bukayo Saka. Inside to Rice. Odegaard. Saka, the short was pass. The pass was shot, but there's panic from Real Madrid. As the referee is having a look at the screen there, he's having a little look at something, and this could be a possible penalty as a late challenge there. I'll try to describe that to you. Raul Asensio, I think it was Mikel Merino was trying to run for it, and Asensio grabbed in front of him and pulled him down to ground, and VAR are checking for a possible penalty. Here's the referee, who points to the spot. Arsenal have a penalty. And it's a yellow card for Raul Asensio. And a big moment in the game as Arsenal have a penalty in the 11th minute. And he's committed suicide on Arsenal's Real Madrid's chances of going through. There was no need for that challenge. He's been booked. But that's poor. And, well, yellow card for Asensio and a penalty for Arsenal. And I think it's going to be Martin Odegaard for Arsenal. First goal is huge. What can he do? Martin Odegaard wants a Real Madrid. Can end Real Madrid's hopes of going through. La Remontada. It doesn't look likely now. Saka puts the ball down on the spot. Surely the comeback can't happen for Real Madrid. It's impossible. Bukayo Saka to end Real Madrid's Champions League campaign. Saka takes 3 steps back. Remontada. Is it on? No, it's not! Well, it is! Because Courtois has saved it! Bukayo Saka took the penalty right. And, well, he's missed. Thibaut Courtois, the hero. Is La Remontada on? Let's have a look at that. It was a soft penalty. Well, not a good penalty from Saka there. It lacks power. And a strong save by Thibaut Courtois. What a moment in the game. Arsenal have a corner. And Declan Rice has been hit in the head. The crowd have thrown something at him. Declan Rice with the corner. Put in there, but headed away. Here's Rice again. Real Madrid. Now we're going to try find momentum as a goal kick. Two of Real Madrid's back 4 are on yellow cards. This is nervy time. I'll tell you about a goal at Newcastle. It's 3-0. And I'll be able to tell you who it is in a second. It is. It's Harvey Barnes. Here's Rodrigo. Lucas Vasquez. Bellingham. Mbappe. Vinicius Jr. Here's Vinicius Jr. Cleared away by Partey and Odegaard. Back to Saka. Puts a long ball forward, but Bukayo Saka must clear his mind out. Forget that ever happened. Here's Vinicius Jr. Pass with ease. There's our play for a Real Madrid corner. Timber's going to have a few chances like that. Not a corner at all, but the referee's given it. There will be some uproar if Real Madrid do score. Rodrigo punched away by Raya. And another chance. 2 Arsenal blocks in that. Mbappe. Back to Valverde. Headed away. Here's Vinicius Jr. Little flick back, but headed away by Marino. Here's Lucas Vasquez. Brought down. No free kick there. Real Madrid want absolutely everything. They need the comeback. Fun fact, Real Madrid have never scored against Arsenal. Sorry about that fun fact, all you Madridsters. Luis Skelly goes down. Raul Asensio, he must be careful. Really must be careful, he's already on a booking. Here's Luis Skelly. Brought down by Rodrigo. The last team to have a comeback like this from 3-0 down was, well, if I say this 3 words, you'll know. Corner taken quickly. Odds stacked against Madrid, but stats are there to be broken. Here's Partey. Rice did bring down Rodrigo there. Here's Madrid with Asensio. Big night. Asensio with a big ball, but Saliba heads away. Here's Bellingham. Running and running. Ball across the face of goal, but Rodrigo was not there to tap it home. And it's a messy piece of football, but it's a good piece of football. And there's a goal at St James's Park. And for Palace, it goes from bad to worse. It's 4-0. 4-0, it's Fabian Schär. And that's just before half time. It's the 45 plus 8 minute. Here's Mbappe. Lucas Vazquez in there. But good solid defending by William Saliba. Saliba really backed himself there to be in front of Mbappe. Well, Saliba will know Mbappe from his time in the national team. But brilliant protection from William Saliba. Just knew exactly what Mbappe was going to do. Martin Odegaard. It has been so frantic so far. Big game. Vinicius Jr. running at Timber. Inside. It goes down. But the referee waves the challenge away. And if I'm being honest with you, Real Madrid are going to have a cry at anything here. And Vinicius Jr. goes down during Timber. There's a free kick now. Well, the last time Arsenal conceded more than 2 goals was against Luton Town. A bit of argy-bargy in the area. And well, it had to involve Antonio Rudiger, didn't it? That man is a beast. Bumping, barging continues. David Alaba is nervously waiting to take this free kick. Alaba, but Rodrigo missed the volley. Here's Tchouameni. Back to Vazquez. And a little flick from Asensio. Mbappe went down, and it's a penalty to Real Madrid. Rice is furious at that. Well, let's have a look at that chance. Mbappe did go down in the area. You can clearly see. But it is a foul. Are you sure? Let's have a look. Rice. It did hold back Mbappe per se. But he just tripped over. He stumbled over his own feet. So surely that can't be a penalty. I think VAR will have a look. Of course. There is an arm round Mbappe. But well, Rice, if they do get through to semi-final, which is a bit, he will miss the first leg of the semi-final, Declan Rice. VAR are checking it. The referee well, you have to put the was it a clear and obvious error? That's what they would have to see to overrule it. different angle of it there. And really, I don't think it is a penalty. But I don't think the referee will change his mind. Carlo Ancelotti's eyebrow. It's there. Will it scare? The VAR is taking a long time here. It's been 3 minutes since the VAR started checking. Well, questions if Mbappe's offside there. Personally, I don't think so. But it's very tight. Well, nearly 4 minutes since VAR started checking. And that's a awfully long check. He's been told to confer with the television screen. And, well, this could be lifeline for Real Madrid. We're 27 minutes into it. The referee's deciding whether he did get the call right in the first place. Well, let's have a look. The referee's looking carefully at it. And if you look at Mbappe's feet movement, he did sort of bend his ankle down, which really caused him to slip over. Referee has made his decision. He won't give the penalty! Real Madrid will not have a penalty. The call was offside. Rice's yellow card has been cancelled, obviously. But wow. It wasn't a penalty, and the right decision has been made. But that decision took far too long. Around about 6 minutes. Here's Ødegaard. It remains 0-0 right now. 2 possible penalties. And we've had a good game so far. Here's Miles Lewis-Skelly with a slightly heavy touch. Down to Rice, who left it. Head away by Lewis-Skelly. Here's Bellingham. Valverde. VAR really should not take that long. 5 minutes to make a decision. It's 5 minutes too many. It is the right decision, all in all, but it really should not take that long. Well, UEFA have wiped it off for offside rather than wiping it off. Offside. That's why the penalty was wiped. Raya. Vasquez. Here's Alaba looking to break. Vinicius. Back to Mbappe. He's going to go for goal! And he rattled the crossbar there. Really close chance. For Mbappe, it was about 30 yards out. Well, if you want to donate to Myanmar, buddy up with TNT Sports. If you text TNT Sports to 70721, you'll donate £10 to the Myanmar disaster if you can. Here's Rice, encroaching in the final third. Odegaard to Saka. Saka, Odegaard. Is he going to have a go? No. He tried to play a little chip pass, but too much to get it to Declan Rice. Bellingham with the quickness and speed. Rodrigo to Bellingham. Vinny Jr. Too many. Vasquez to Rodrigo. Rodrigo cuts inside. Inside to Bellingham. But tackled by Declan Rice, and here's Martin Odegaard. And Alaba went through the back of Bukayo Saka. And David Alaba must be careful, he's on a yellow card. Here's Martinelli. Rudiger has got himself involved. He took down Mikel Merino. A lot of dirty work from Real Madrid. 35 minutes in and they're committing an awful lot of fouls. It's a silly, silly free kick to give away. Real Madrid, well, they've been too comfortable on the ball. They've had no passion. Nothing at all. Here's Odegaard with a free kick. Bended into the area. Here's Timber, who lofted it over the crossbar. And a good free kick from Arsenal. And Arsenal really do deserve to go through. And must I say, they've really been dominant. You know, if you think Real Madrid in the Champions League, you don't want that tie. But it seems like they've been really good. And they do deserve to be up here. It's Martin Odegaard. Saka. Battled. Down by Vinicius. Free kick to Real Madrid there. I think the referee felt there was a foul on one of the Maristas. Here's Valverde. Lovely long ball, but had too much on it, and it's gone out for a goal kick. David Raya's been booked for delaying the restart. Time wasting already. Declan Rice headed out wide to Saka. Here's Saka. Odegaard. Challenged by Arsenal have had the only 2 shots on target tonight. It's an Arsenal corner. Be taken by Saka. Courtois, a bit of a tuffle there, but there was a foul in there. Players pulled back. Real Madrid have not looked dangerous at all. They've been really timid by their standards. Kivior, Valverde, Rice. Kivior to Martinelli, who's going to try bully Real Madrid, but stopped in the tracks. Testing. Oh. Bellingham. Out wide to here's Luis Vasquez. free kick hit for Real Madrid. Rodrigo. Cleared away though. Vinicius Jr. in there again. Headed away by Saliba. Alaba to Vinicius Jr. Blocked by Timber out for a corner. Here's Real Madrid with the corner. No weaknesses in that team for Real Madrid. They're so good, but at the same time, they're not the best. Timber went down there from Rudiger's challenge. David Raya punched away the corner. Valverde can't keep it in play. Valverde with the throw in. He's gives it to Vasquez to take the throw. They are forcing Arsenal back. They've just got their stride back. They've been nowhere near clinical enough to score 4 goals. Here's Bellingham. Here's Lucas Vasquez. Cuts inside. Headed on to Rudiger, who couldn't reach it and couldn't tap it home. So close. Corner here. Rodrigo. Headed away. Marino, I think it was. Here's Mbappe. Bellingham. And Odegaard tries to form a counter-attack, but the pass is intercepted by Raul Asensio. Bit of more pressure from Real Madrid. Here's Mbappe, who's trying to stifle a shot, can't. Odegaard's pressure too strong. To Vasquez. Back to Valverde. Bellingham. Mbappe, here's Vinicius Jr. in the area. Puts a cross in, but over the touchline. But it did take a deflection, which made sure that it went there. Rodrigo. He's got a chance to whip it in, but headed away by Marino. Valverde. Out wide to Bellingham. Rodrigo's cross! Important touch in there by William Saliba, which enables Skelly to clear, and there's a foul there by Lucas Vasquez. And well, Arsenal in the last few minutes have been under pressure. It was Kivior with the header away, with a major header away to deny Real Madrid the eyesight of a comeback. No difference from anyone, really. All that Real Madrid have really been doing is crossing the ball in. Here's Partey to Odegaard, who couldn't get past Rudiger, who holds his knee. Here's Vinicius Jr. Tries to fondle the attack. He's brought down there by the stud. Advantage played Mbappe. 7 minutes of added time. Partey clears away. So good. That's what I will say. Here's Vinicius Jr. Cuts inside, goes for goal, but blocks by Partey. Well, if I didn't say there's 7 minutes of added time, well, that was not unexpected, but that's an awful lot. Rodrigo crossed in, but headed away. It'll take them all day if they want a goal. Valverde. Ball, Rodrigo. Bellingham tried to go for a bicycle kick. Well, he's scored a bicycle kick in white before, but for England that was. Here's Odegaard. And an unsuccessful pass to Martinelli. Toni Kroos, well, that's a big miss for Real Madrid, as he was really the man who held them together, but he retired. So that's no good. Here's Mbappe. Puts another cross in. Vasquez, but headed away by Saliba. All it is deal with the crosses, headed away. Tchouameni, but blocked. Real Madrid won a free kick here. The referee's going to stop the game. He's not going to give a free kick, but that's Lucas Vasquez holding down his neck. $15 on the badge on the sleeves. And it's looking highly unlikely that Real Madrid will make that number on the sleeve 16. It really does not look likely. Mikel Arteta, he's been good. Here's tactical detail and analysis. Brilliant. Booted away by David Raya. Here's Declan Rice. Out wide to Martinelli. Back to Partey. Martinelli, lovely from Thomas Partey, but Martinelli couldn't control it. It was a really good little ball through to Martinelli from Thomas Partey. Little dink through the Real Madrid defence, but unsuccessful. Raul Asensio. Hearing of a goal at St James Park. And well, 4-0 is a right real thrashing. 5, well, you've had an asteroid. And Crystal Palace have been handed an asteroid. It's Newcastle 5, Crystal Palace 0. It's Alexander Isak. Raul Asensio. 3 minutes left to play. Vasquez with a cross, but strong catch from Raya. Raya boots into the centre circle. Here's Odegaard with a lovely little touch. controlled it with a dip of his feet. Inside to Partey. Here's Declan Rice. Out wide to Martinelli, who goes for the shot, but saved by Courtois. And Rodrigo can claim and run away, but that goes out of play. Bright play from Arsenal as well. It was a lovely clear-cut chance. Martinelli thought he'd have a go, but he was denied, and well, he deserves it. They're 3-0 up in this tie. Here's Rice. Losing out. Fouled Rodrigo. Courtois. With the long ball. Timber went down. It's really stop-start sort of game. And that's playing into Arsenal's hands. That means that they won't have to withstand as much Madrid. As David Raya has got a goal. Free kick. Danny Ceballos is warming up. He might be the solve to the midfield issue with this Madrid side. There has to be a response from Real Madrid. It's been a poor half. But Arsenal, they've set their team up really well and done a really solid job. Here's Vinicius Jr. Out to Alaba. Raul Asensio. There's a half-time whistle. And well, Bosch. We've done 3/4 of the tie. And Arsenal have been dominant through and through. Real Madrid have been poor by their own standards, and well, it's just been cross after cross for them. But Arsenal, it's easy to head it away. There've been a couple of chances in this game. Bukayo Saka did have a penalty, as Mikel Merino did go down from Raul Asensio. He was booked, but Bukayo Saka missed the penalty. It's a slow shot straight at Courtois. Well, then after that, there was another sort of penalty chance, penalty shouts for Real Madrid this time, as referee gave a penalty for Declan Rice pushing down Mbappe. They did have a look at the decision though and ruled it out, as UEFA have claimed that Mbappe was in offside position when he was fouled. But well, that's half time. Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 0. Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 3. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Well, whilst we're gone, we are going to get some live commentary of Newcastle Crystal Palace. Bruno Guimaraes there with a bit of a cynical tackle. He's got a booking for that. Here's Wharton. Infield for Guay. Here's Wharton. Out wide to Munoz. Infield to Wharton. Palace with the ball, but given away to Livramento. Here's Byrne. Gordon. Tonali. Here's Willock against Lacroix. He's got a job to do. Put the cross in and it goes out for a corner. He slipped and it went off Lacroix. Corner given. Kieran Trippier with the corner. Trippier's corner goes out again for another corner. Came off the head of, big bushy afro of Richards. Shares in there, having already scored earlier in this game. There's a corner taken in there to Tonali on the volley, but blocked straight in the crowd. Well, Will Hughes tried to put a ball through, I think it was, or it could have been Wharton. Here's Joe Willock. Back to Tonali. Byrne, Tonali. Trippier. Share. Trippier. Back to Share. Halfway inside the Newcastle half. Byrne to Livramento. And here's out wide to Gordon. Here's Kieran Trippier. Here they go again. Isaac! Straight at Henderson. Well, should we go to the game with a bit more jeopardy on it? Let's go to Internazionale versus Bayern Munich. Acerbi. Bastoni. Here to Thuram, who gets the better of Dyer. Here's Thuram in the area, goes down. Referee waves away the penalty. Lima to Elise. Ball goes out of play off Bastoni. And well, We'll have a look at that penalty shout. Tram was there. Clean through. He was going to take the shot in the area, but Conrad Lima brought him down. He did take a little stumble. Here's Kimmich to Stanisic. Back to Kimmich. Kimmich! Out wide to Elise. Back to Conrad Lima. Elise. 1-0 here at the San Siro. Here's a Cherby. DeMarco turned behind by Kim Min-jae. And that goes out for a corner to the hosts Internazionale. 1-0 at the San Siro. Corner taken short. DeMarco! It's in towards that near post. It was a lovely little shot there from DeMarco. Clever work from him. But it's straight at Grubig. Kalanoglu headed away by Harry Kane. DeMarco sent it back over. Let's go back to Arsenal Real Madrid though, what we're all really looking for. A huge test for Real Madrid. The biggest possible test. Well, I've just tuned out at the wrong time because Bayern Munich have scored. I'll just quickly tell you about that one. It's Harry Kane. That's who it is, and it's 1-0 to Bayern Munich in that game. Evens up the tie at 2-2. I'll tell you about that goal. Let's have a look. And I think that was Pavard, bit of an issue there. Well won by Bayern Munich. Conrad Lima. Little flick and Harry Kane looking for the right position. Tries to decide what to do. Makes the right choice. Goes for goal. Scores. 1-0 Bayern Munich. Free kick Real Madrid. Let's go back to the main game. To Vinicius Jr. Back to Vasquez. Puts it in there. Headed away by Saliba. Tumain nearly had it under control there. Alaba. Back to Rudiger, the 15-time European champions. Can't find a way through Arsenal. They've never scored against them. Never ever scored against them. Because it's not a tie that happens very often. That's for sure. Alaba goes down there, free kick. Here's Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe. Rodrigo released a shot and it came off. Martinelli has gone out for a corner ball. First Real Madrid corner of the half. Whipped in. Cleared away by Saka. Valverde chasing. The only option is back to Lucas Vasquez. Valverde on the halfway line now. Tries to break forward. Can't. And they're going to need some support in the midfield of Vasquez and Valverde. Real Madrid get back. Here's Bellingham. Mbappe. Here's Vasquez, Mbappe. Can't get past Mbappe in the area. Went off his hand. But there's a corner. No, goal kick. Oh, she didn't plug it in. She didn't plug it in properly. It's dead. Real Madrid need help. They really need it. Apologies for that interference as Arsenal have a free kick. The movement from them as Rice hits it and headed over by Mikel Merino. Arsenal have not scored, but they've been all over Real Madrid. It's a really poor performance from them today. Little flick there by Merino. Gives it away. Here's Vinicius Jr. Rice has it. And a lunging tackle in there by Bellingham. And there's feisty, because Bellingham really went in on him. And Rice was not so happy with it. And he's right to be not happy. Foul throw from Ewing Timber ends up converting to a Real Madrid throw. Alaba. We're back. Few technical interferences in the gallery. Bellingham, he's in behind it. Declan Rice brings him down there. But it was a lovely, lovely tackle. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. Oh, lovely, lovely tackle from Declan Rice. Just knew exactly what to do to get in front of the ball, but not commit the foul at the same time. Corner taken. Mbappe. Put over. Kylian Mbappe, he's been poor by his own standards. Saliba. Raya clears. Inter Milan have equalised, I'm hearing about that. It's 1-1, 3-2 on aggregate. Here's Martinelli for Arsenal. Miles Lewis Skelly. Here's Martinelli, would have been a time-wasting tactics there. Back to Rice. Timber. On the halfway line, evades tackle of Bellingham. Here's Martin Odegaard. Touch could have been better. Martin Odegaard goes inside to Partey. Miles Lewis Skelly. Martinelli. Arsenal reapplying the pressure. Martinelli in the area. Slipped. And Real Madrid are released. Here's Vinicius Jr. But a lovely tackle by Kivior. Here's Bellingham. To Vinicius Jr. out wide. Vinicius Jr. with a shot. But straight at David Raya. Easy for Rome. There was so much space for Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe, but they're just being poor. That's the only word I can use to describe it. Real Madrid are really, really, really being poor in this game. Well, something was going wrong for Real Madrid, and at half-time they didn't think to change that, as Bellingham pushes Timber down. He's pouring over. It's anger. No need for that. Genuinely no need. Inter Milan are 2-1 up on the night. It's Pavard. And it'll be hard for Bayern to get back into it. It's 4-2 on aggregate. Here at the Bernabeu, it's 3-0 to Arsenal on aggregate. 0-0 on the night. Here's Vinicius Jr. with a cross corner off Timber. Here's Vinicius Jr. Punched away by Raya. Superb punch. It would have gone in, I reckon, if not for his crucial punch. Double change for Real Madrid coming up. But this corner first. Head away by Saliba. Luis Vasquez, but into the crowd. Changes coming from Real Madrid. Triple. As far as I hear, Mbappe with the quick throw. Valverde. Back to Asensio, who only has the option to smash it. And that's perfect time for Real Madrid to make their changes. Drastic measures. It'll be Fran Garcia, Endrick, and Ceballos. Here's Saka now, doing goal. What can he do? Well defended though by Raul Asensio, as he went in for a sliding tackle to deny Saka. Timely tackle. Real Madrid will make their changes. But first, this Saka corner. Saka's corner. But straight at the hands of Courtois. And can Real Madrid break it with Valverde, who's running at pace, but Declan Rice there to intercept. Tremendous defending from Declan Rice. Here's Ødegaard. Back to Martinelli. Declan Rice. Back to Martinelli, to Lewis Skelly. I'm a poet and I don't know it. Skelly evades all the pressure and goes down eventually. But Rudiger may have trodden on him. Referee waves it away. And he's paused the play. He doesn't think it is foul, but it's clear to see that he needs medical attention. Let's have a look at it. He just dragged him down, really. And then trod on his plums, let's say. Put it kindly. Studs up in the plums. Ouch. Here's the changes. Dani Ceballos for Rodrigo. Fran Garcia coming on for Alaba. Endrick comes on for Vasquez. Well, I think it'd be Valverde moving into that right back position, and Valverde moving into the fence at right back. Sabasa at centre mid. You can see on your screens. Handball there by Vinicius Jr. Raya. Lofts long. Courtois. Safe hands. Arsenal are half an hour away from a semi-final spot in the Champions League against PSG. Here's Bellingham. This is a proud performance. Jude Bellingham. Another cross in there, but the crosses aren't fooling anyone. Well, Real Madrid have played right into the hands of Arsenal, and, well, Saliba makes a mistake. Here's Endrick. Running on to Valverde with a cross in, and Endrick heads over. Pardon me. Here's Bukayo Saka. A lot of space. One-on-one with Rudiger, back to Odegaard. Pressure by Ceballos. Into Declan Rice. The man who gave Arsenal hope. Mourinho to Saka! Well, Bukayo Saka, the star boy, puts the stars in Arsenal's eyes. Real Madrid crestfallen. Arsenal are going through, well, you can't score 5 goals in 25 minutes. So that's it. Real Madrid are out. Arsenal are in. Beautiful goal. The little flick from Mourinho to Bukayo Saka out wide to Martinelli, and Saka's movement was pure perfection. Dare I say, he knew exactly where to be, just at the right time. Magic. Saka the star boy. Is Arsenal's hero. What more should he do? It's Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 1, Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 4. Vinicius Junior is got a grab. He's got a grab goal. They've got a goal back here, and it's not enough. There's a fan with a t-shirt on. Yes, we can. Let's have a look at that. Raya to Saliba, who loses the ball to the high press of Vinicius Junior, and he just slides it past the open net and in. Saliba was unaware, and a big error. You can't be doing that in the Champions League quarter-final. 1-1 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. And this just feels like a bleed of hope for Real Madrid as they punish again. But there's a free kick on a foul by Vinicius Junior on Miles Lewis-Skelly. William Saliba, well, he's some player, but he's made a big error there. That's out of character for him. Well, mountains are there to be climbed. And well, they've got an awful lot of mountains to climb Real Madrid. Kivior beats Mbappe. Here's Rice. Oh, well, Partey lost it, but Vinicius, furious with the decision, because it was fouls. He fouled Partey there. Martinelli. Challenged by Valverde. Referee's given the free kick. He did deny Martinelli the ball. Solid decisions by the referee. Can Arsenal get back in front? With this free kick, there's 30 minutes left. Martin Odegaard. Flicked away by Ceballos. Saka with a bit of skill. And Real Madrid have a throw in. I beg your pardon, it's Arsenal. Fran Garcia put on Saliba's head. Bellingham straight at Timber. No foul by Saka on Ceballos. Rice. Fans urge him to shoot. He won't. He goes down. Tchouaméni brought him there, but it's no avail. 2-2 in the San Siro. It's Eric Dyer. There's hope now. 2-2, 4-3 on aggregate towards Internazionale. Well, the only way Real Madrid can score is through an Arsenal error. That's not really what you want to be putting out there. Intercepted by Saka. Here's Timber. Marino. Here's Kylian Mbappe. Little flick by Vinny. And Arsenal have it again. Rice brought down. Free kick. And Mbappe's hurt himself in the process of doing so. Let's have a look at that goal by Bukayo Saka. Beautiful. Well, Mbappe's down here in a bit of pain. It's his foot. And well, he was sent off on the weekend for a high challenge. Luka Modric is going to come on for Raul Asensio. Luka Modric owns a bit of Swansea City. That's it, Kylian Mbappe tonight. Diaz comes on for Kylian Mbappe. Brahim Diaz. Ronaldo and Benzema. That's a superstar combination. Jude Bellingham. Intercepted by Saka. And he's been really good tonight. Without the ball and with the ball. Magic. Bukayo Saka is going to be coming off for the substitution. He missed a penalty earlier, but it's been magic. Trossard comes on in light of him. Hendrick tried to run, but barged out the way. Here's Lewis Skelly. Odegaard. Partey! Blocked away. Timber through the challenge, but can't win it back. Vinicius Jr. Down to Martinelli. He's got a free kick it. With 10 minutes left in the game. And that's really you're in Timber's first blemish, so to speak. Luka Modric now. Valverde's free kick. Straight at the wall. Here's Vinicius Jr. now. Ball in there. Hendrick. Bobbing round the heads. And Hendrick went down there. Referee waves it away. Raya has safe hands. Hold on here. Martin Odegaard has a chance. And he goes! Curled round the coast. 8 minutes till Arsenal can think about the semi-finals. Here's Bellingham. Modric. But easy for Lewis Skelly, who releases Trossard. And here's Vinicius Jr., but he curls it over the crossbar. Decision is goal kick. Vinicius Jr. shot. It rattles off the foot of Saliba, but no throw. No corner. I beg your pardon. William Saliba, little mistake there. Here's Vinicius. Can he capture? Concedes the corner. Modric with corner. Short to Vinicius Jr., who's going to go outside. He's going to have a go. Took a block. Here's Fran Garcia to Modric. Here's Vinicius Jr. with the cross, but headed away by Lewis Skelly. Reinvented again, but the offside flag goes up. Yellow card there for Ceballos. Thomas Partey as well gets involved in a bit of argy-bargy with Rudiger. And Partey will miss the first leg of the semi-final. Rudiger has also been booked. He'll miss the next match. Here's Timber. Good defending by Fran Garcia. Real Madrid disappointing. Vinicius Jr. There's 4 minutes left. Garcia. Away. Good defending again by Arsenal. Here's Brahim Diaz. Freddy Valverde. Fran Garcia. Another Arsenal head. Cross after cross after cross. Here's Vinicius Jr. But straight at the hands of David Raya. Bellingham. Vinicius Jr. On the right. Left. Right. Left. Left. Right. I'm going mad. I'm going mad. I'm going mad now. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going mad. I'm going mad. I'm going mad. Modric. Diaz. Marino. Here's Ceballos. Fran Garcia's Garcia. But straight at David Raya. Vinicius Jr. to Endrick. Oh, the chance there. Really, really close from him. Just slipped as he was taking the shot at Endrick. And nearly there. Can't keep it down, he's off balance. Confirmation there. Internazionale are through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. They've won that game 4-3 on aggregate. 5 minutes of added time. Here at the Bernabeu, we're already 1 minute in of them. Rudiger. Declan Rice. Here's Leandro Trossard. What can he do? Poses a question that is easy for Valverde. Here's Endrick. Here's Luka Modric. Jurrien Timber. Thomas Partey. To Martin Odegaard. Puts the game to bed. No. Palms of
Courtois. Lovely bit of skill there from Odegaard. And just straight at Courtois, who couldn't control it at first, but then straight in his palms. Cross in there, but headed away by Kiwior. Straight towards
Martinelli, who's only got Fran Garcia, and Martinelli puts the game to bed. And Arsenal are going to Paris in style. Brilliant. Mikel has murdered Madrid. Madrid have been murdered. This is a mass killing. It's 5-1. That's it. Goodbye. It can't be 16 for Real Madrid, but a brilliant run from Martinelli. And well, that's it. We're done. A little casual finish there from Martinelli. And well, that's all they need. At a time like this, you got to perform.
and Arsenal.
Have. It's Real Madrid 1, Arsenal 2, Real Madrid 1, Arsenal 5. Martinelli's going to come off. And it's Tini coming on. To score a goal against holders, that takes a lot of flair. And the flair they have. Arsenal as a club have struggled to win the big games when it matters, but they've done it now. Declan Rice coming off. Well, Arsenal this season have had confidence in themselves in the big competitions when it really matters. Too many. Well, they're all the Madridistas were saying, "Oh, La Remontada, come back tomorrow 9 p.m." That was on Vinicius Junior's story. Well, tomorrow at 9 p.m. you're going out the Champions League. A memorable night for Arsenal. It's a coming of age. And Odegaard flicks away Real Madrid. Rice flicks away Real Madrid. And well, Arsenal have just beat Real Madrid like a bodybuilder beating up a baby. They have absolutely hammered Real Madrid between the two games. And well, they've deserved it. This is what the semi-finals are looking like. Real Madrid have totally, really outplayed. Have been outplayed by Arsenal. And well, Arsenal will pace Paris Saint-Germain. A fantastic game. A fantastic leg. And it's just been all about their moments of brilliance, which matter so much. That's what the Champions League is all about. That's what it's about. Well, thank you. Declan Rice has done this for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka has been brilliant. And it's a lovely day for Arsenal. It's Arsenal 1, Arsenal 5, Real Madrid 1. Thank you. And if I can, I'm just going to switch over to the scenes that we've got. Sorry, we can't show you that one. But what a journey it's been so far. What a journey. It took Arsenal a bit of a while to get here, but they've done it. Arsenal have done it in style, emphatically. Real Madrid have been humbled. There's Mikel Arteta. Arsenal have run through Real Madrid. Mikel murders Madrid. And I think with that, it's time to say goodbye. I'll leave you this picture.